Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Empyrion, episode number 16. Last time we were here, we spent a lot of time working on the big ship way up in the space. Actually, you know, it'd be really cool if you could see it. It's super small right now, but it would be kind of cool if they kind of gave you a representation of it anyway. That would be pretty sweet. But anyway, we are here. We're back down on the planet. We had power go out. We were gone for a while. Fortunately, only one piece of food spoiled. But anyway, we got the power switch back on and kind of sorted some things out. And what I've decided that I need to do is we really need that resource off of the lava planet, and of course all the drones and the towers are defending everything, so we need a better fighter. And I thought, you know what, let's just do it. We're going to break down the SS Joe Veteran. We're going to break down its parts right down to the core and kind of build something new. Now I do have a ground-based vehicle on the other side back towards where you start. So I was kind of thinking I'd go over there and break that thing down, maybe break some stuff down around here for parts. I know we talked about that maybe that's not the best or most efficient use of the, what is it here, the repair charges, the remove and repair charge, but I think I can make a number more of these, and really I just want to get this ship going. So we're going to break this thing down, like I said. Of course, we're going to use it first to go break down the ground-based ship, and then I also do want to make sure I'm collecting some more materials so that we don't, you know, need to go get any when we don't have a vehicle. So what I did was actually, I did stop on the way back on the planet flying here, found a new copper deposit, landed, and hit that up. Oh wow, you can see we're at 999, and then there's our spillover. Cool. I had just queued up a bunch and walked away, so you can see we have a lot of copper, but iron is a bit light. Now obviously if we break the ship down out here, we're going to get you know, these pieces back, these elements back, but we may need more. So I'm going to actually fly around, gather up some more resources, and then we'll go break down the ground-based vessel. Okay, we are back over at the hover ship. Now, in going around and gathering some material, I decided I would take out a tower because there was some iron nearby, and we got a little shot up, and we did lose a thruster, unfortunately, but that's okay, because this guy's got a few thrusters going. So additionally, we also, because we took the tower out, we're able to go inside, gather the materials there, plus I took out some drones over there and got even more materials. I've got all kinds of iron going right now back at the base, as well as silicon and other things, so I think we're doing pretty good. Let's get in here and take this out. Is there anything even in here? No. Not in here, probably not. Okay, we did two of those guys. So, like I said, I'm going to come over here and really just start breaking this down. I don't necessarily need the blocks or anything, but I don't know, I may break down the core, I'm not really sure. But mostly it's about the, you know, some of the thrusters and everything, the things that we can actually use on a new ship. I guess the thrusters are going to be the big thing. We already have the fuel, right? We've already got the RCS and everything. Oh well, the materials are good to be grabbing for that, so we're going to do that anyway. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of breaking things down here, so I'm going to get to it. Well, as you can see, we have really broke up the SS Joe Veteran, pulled out all the things that we would need. I had thrusters on the bottom, took those out, got the core out, really just kind of broke everything down, and we're just left with blocks and the landing gear, which is fine. Maybe we'll get around to breaking the rest of that down, maybe not, but that's okay. So if I come in here, and actually you can see my inventory, this is the remnants of the SS Joe Veteran. This is what we got out of it, which is pretty good. All kinds of metal plates, control device, computers, really good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put this all into the system along with everything else. You can see we have a good chunk of iron now. Obviously we had a lot of copper, cobalt, and we got a good chunk of silicon as well. So now we can start piecing back together everything that we need to make a new ship. Now we may need some more materials again, but we're gonna just kind of roll through this really quick and go with the basics. So right off the bat, we would need a small vessel starter. So you can see we would need the blocks, which is fine. We can get 8 of those going. Let's see, we just need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the core, which is, where was that? There's a top here. There's a core. So that's going to be enough to get the starter going, the small vessel starter. And then from there, we'll kind of get into thrusters and everything. Now, I had done some testing, and blocks don't block the thrusters. I don't know if blocks Actually, you know what? They must, because I think you can damage your own ships. I was going to say, do the blocks block your guns? Because if not, I'd put them inside of a casing. But yeah, I don't think that would work. We could experiment by putting a block in front, but I'm pretty sure you can shoot your own stuff and damage it with those guns. So anyway, we may have to have the guns out exposed up front, but the thrusters and everything else can be kind of internal to the ship. So that is cool. Let's see. So did we... in talking now, yeah, there we go. It's like I'm sitting here talking. I don't remember if I queued up the starter there. So we've got that going. We're gonna next kind of look at some thrusters. Let's see what we would be looking at there. Kind of come down into here. We're looking at the green stuff now. We had only directional thrusters. Then I ended up with kind of a larger, like a normal thruster on the back, and then that was a little too much. I needed more on the bottom, so I put another one on the bottom. This time I think I want to get at least one for each direction. That includes up and down as well, so that would be 6 of these. Quite a few. Now, we have 2 motors required. Let's look at that. We have a, that's a reactor there. Let's see, where is the motor? It's not that guy. So we have 20 motors. Awesome. And this takes 2, so that means we could make 10. We can easily make the 6 that I want. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 in each direction. Then what I think we'll do is probably do normal thrusters. What did I do? 6 of those. So that's going to be 12. It'll leave 8. So I actually could do 1 normal thruster for each direction as well. I don't know that that's necessary. The 1 in each direction of these guys might be cool enough. I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll hold off on that and see. But we will need an RCS for control. We will need another cockpit. So let's check that out. Any of these guys here. We've got the sizes 3x2x4, 3x3x5. Okay, and then bigger and bigger. I like the idea of small. Actually, you know, I didn't use this one before. This guy here, and I don't see the lines. These have the like bars kind of obstructing your view a little bit, but I don't see that here. Regardless, we'll go with small anyway, so let's get one of those queued up. Now some of these may hold up. We may burn through just enough resources where we can't do this. We'll just kind of have to keep an eye on it, but we'll kind of start with the basics here. We're going to get a fuel tank going. Should have plenty for that even by the time that comes around. Everything else is done. We do need a generator. Let's do that. Be nice to get some landing gear. I think that's, yeah, that's down here. 4 and 2. We should be good. We should have plenty of those guys. Do I want to do 3 or 4? I think we're going to go... Well, we'll start with 3. That's fine. So anyway, I'm going to queue up probably a couple other things here. Maybe I'll get a weapon started. I'm not quite sure. I kind of want to just make sure we get like a ship going at the very least, and then we can start looking at the other stuff. Okay, I've got my materials, everything set up, at least I think that I need. We'll find out if not. Let's go ahead and jump into here. We've got the vessel starter. We'll probably do the cockpit next, followed by generator. Maybe the... Where's the RCS? Did I not? Oh, it's right there. Derp. And then you'll see I made 5 plasma cannons. Decided to go with the plasma cannons this time. And, yeah, that'll be pretty sweet. So let's get this thing going. First things first, we got to start with our platform. We're just going to go ahead and set this down somewhere out here. We'll end up flying it, kind of floating it a bit, and putting the landing gear on it after. We got the front-facing arrow there. This time we know. This time we know we need to think of that. So let's see. We have the cockpit. Now, here's the thing. I need to kind of keep the guns clustered together, so I'm kind of thinking that I would actually put them above the cockpit. Something like that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and set this there. So that gives us our base. That gives us our cockpit. You can see that there are these kind of bars down here. Couldn't really see them in the small little icon, but that's cool. Oh, that's still like a lot better. They're pretty low though. Yeah, I definitely like that. That's cool. Okay, cool. So let's keep this thing going here. We've got a lot of blocks. We're going to definitely reinforce this guy. So, okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and place down kind of a core set back here. We know we're going to do guns on top, but let's kind of put in some of these guys. Let's actually just kind of go back with this a little bit more. maybe a whole platform back here. We're going to try to keep everything centrally located. Let's see. I want to do this. Okay, let's just run some blocks along here. Do that on the other side. This is going to be a big, bulky, probably very ugly mess. It's the plan, so that we can have kind of a really good defense setup around this thing. Let's see. Now, again, I want the stuff on top. I want the guns on top. So let's think about this. I think what we'll do is we'll do something like this. This will be kind of the platform that they sit on for the most part. We'll put some stuff underneath. Let's go ahead and start with the generator. I'm going to flip this thing down. Stick that guy there. Let's get the RCS. Put it here. Now, previously we had kind of accessed stuff from the side. I didn't realize there was a gap in there. Well, we'll just leave that for now. That's fine. We'll get something else in there. Previously I'd accessed things from the side as far as the fuel and everything. I'm kind of thinking that we might do the same thing, except it could be very narrow. So kind of a tunnel into it, right, of blocks. I like the idea of going 2 blocks thick, at least, to protect everything. We'll see how we'll see if that really pans out. But let's jump up here and do. That's the wrong block. Just gonna kind of go across the top here, probably again. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting here thinking, like, what was the other thing I was going to put in here? And it was the thrusters. Let's see. I could pop a hole. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay. Should have been giving this more thought. Okay, something like that. I think I damaged the bottom one. Oh, bouncing around here a bit. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's get those thrusters out here. We got 6 of these guys. Let's see. Let's get one of them here. Yep, right down in there. Okay, and then we're going to have fuel tank there. So let's do one here. This will be... Let me think about that. If I put it there, there's a gap for 2. I could put the fuel tank right there. So... we'll put that there, and then while we're thinking of it, we'll just go ahead and do this right now. You'll see what is he saying out loud here? Something like that. So that's the front-facing thruster, and then we can do the back-facing, and that'll leave a gap of 2. Probably not enough room for the tanks, the 2 oxygen tanks in the station. That's what I was thinking. But that might not be that big a deal. I could also take this piece off. I also need to get to the oxygen tank. That's I do need to be able to get to it. That one's going to be pretty exposed, I would imagine. But you know what? In a firefight, when I'm getting all shot up, if I lose my oxygen station, not too big a deal. I can kind of fly somewhere and get new oxygen. I might even put like a storage box in here somewhere and then kind of put those things in there, like a replacement thruster, you know, those kinds of things. That's actually probably a smart thing to do. Now I do need a downward facing thruster as well. Let's see. That RCS is like right there. Let me think about that. Well, I mean, I could put it here face up right against the back of the RCS, and then we can kind of surround this. Or actually I could go here too. Let's do that. Okay, so we've got one to push us down. We don't have one for lift right now. I suppose we could do that right up against it. Like so. If I can get this angle right. It likes to kind of create a space there. How can I get this in there? Nope. 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 Had it a second. Nope. Nope. There we go. Hold still, Weem. Is that it? Click. Okay, whew. Okay, one up, one down, one forward, one back. I had one to the left, I guess. Is that one in already? Wait a second. Forward, up, down, front to back, side to side. I only have one. Did I only make 5 of these? I do not know what's going on. I didn't already put it face down, did Okay, well, I don't know. Let me just take a look real quick. I do have the one. Let me pan off of this a minute. 2, 3, 4. Who knows? Maybe I put one in the wrong direction. We're gonna have to give that a whirl and give it a look around. But let's see. Let's kind of think about the other stuff. This is turning into a real mess back here. But I don't know. I guess it's okay. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and get the guns on there. Oh, that's what I did. No, I already had one downward facing. There it is. Let's take it out real quick. Bummer. We'll have to remake it. That's fine. I'll run in and get that one going. But let me think about this. Maybe what I'll do is let's flip this dude. Maybe we'll do one like this, and then we'll do the other one right on top facing this way. I think that's how we'll do it. That should work out pretty well. Let's get these guns on here now, though. And it's cool. I mean, we don't lose the material. We get all the materials, so we can just kind of remake that other thruster pretty easily. So we have, what do we have? We have 5 of these. And I was thinking about doing these kind of in a cross pattern, like one in the middle, and then, you know, one on each side, and then above and below. But I'm not really sure about that. I guess we could. But that's going to make the ship, like, even taller. I could do, you know, an uneven number. Actually, you know what? Here's what we can do. Like this. And then we can do one here, one here. And then maybe we'll end up making one to go right above it. Look at this thing. Look at this monstrosity. Oh, man. It's going to be so ugly. Okay, well, I went in and had a little change of plans. I actually broke down all of the thrusters. And in going back in there, well, I actually went back to make the one and saw, oh yeah, there's these armored thrusters. They all cost the same. These ones weigh a little bit more. I think they have just slightly less power. But they're armored. And I thought, you know what? That's kind of a good thing. We're really trying to go for this super armored defense thing. So let's do it. So I've got those guys in there. I've got a left. This guy's kind of the left facing. This guy's the right facing, so he's facing in. We got the top one. We got one facing straight down. That's this guy. And then we got one to push us forward, and this one will push us back. It's facing forward into this. So we've got all the thrusters in there. Let's see. I think I queued up another plasma cannon. So we do have that coming, but let's go ahead and kind of roll with more blocks here. We got to close this in a bit. So let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap this around. All the way around. I know it's getting a little dark here. Get that there, and probably up more. Now, when I get in, how am I going to get in and out of this? I'm actually going to do this out through the front. I was kind of thinking I would bring this out a little bit on both sides. Might be kind of cool. Try to make it so that in order to shoot the cockpit or the guns even, you gotta get it down this narrow gap. You have to be pretty much right in front of me. And if you're right in front of me, you're getting shot. As the sun is coming up, you can see that I have kind of got a shape going here. I would say it's very tank-like at this point. Very, very blocky, but I don't know. I kind of like the front. You can see I've got it pretty well protected. Get the light out here. Kind of got some angled blocks in here, really blocking off the cockpit. It obscures the view a little bit, but it's not, I don't know. I think it's okay. So we're definitely going to stick with that. I definitely need to come and cover up the top. We still have that to do. And I also have a couple other blocks. Now, I've had this refrigerator block for a while, so we definitely want to get that on somewhere. But then I've also got the storage, or the cargo box here. So anyway, we need to figure out some space for that. I'm kind of thinking that we might go in the back and then make a really narrow gap to step in here to access it. I think that might work. I might even take this block out right here. Let me try that. Something like that. So let's go ahead and put the storage here. And we'll go ahead and put the refrigerator down here if it will let me do it. There we go. Okay. Ah, oh, dang it. It looked like it was where I wanted it. Oh, yeah. So anyway, we'll go ahead and put that one right there when it's done. We'll just make kind of a narrow gap, I think, to kind of step between some blocks. Let's see. This thing does not like letting you put it. certain angles in here. Ugh, you get it there for like a second. Okay, cool. And if I could just get this one. Oh, it's right there at the bottom. You gotta click. Yeah, something like that. Then we can do... Oh, not that far. I think I'll come back with this like 2 more blocks or something like that, and then we can kind of walk up and squeeze between these. It makes it kind of a narrow gap. They could shoot inside and kind of destroy that stuff, but we'll also thicken it up with blocks back here. But let's keep this going up top. I'm not really into this kind of 45-degree angle for the front right here, but it's that or it's blocky. So maybe what we will do is not really carry it from this point. We'll kind of come back a bit, something like here maybe. Yeah, something like that. And then bring some blocks up. Something like that. Jump on top of the guns here if I can. Okay, cool. So let's see. We can continue this back here. Kind of make a loop around. Except to jump off the gun there. There we go. So we kind of got that wrapping around there. Now again, these are exposed. We still need to kind of cover those up. We do have the thruster here that's also kind of on the same wall on the opposing side. We're going to need to cover that up. Now unfortunately, if I cover this up and wanted to keep things symmetrical, it would be covering these guys up. I can fill this block here, but I do like the idea of being able to select the cockpit from here and be able to jump in from the side because I'll be accessing this. So I think I'll kind of cover everything up except for these exposed elements. So this definitely will be the weak side of the ship, kind of the most exposed side, I suppose. But it is what it is. We have to access certain elements of it. We can't kind of fully enclose everything, so that's fine. Let's see, I missed one block here. Okay, cool. So that gets us pretty close. Now, how are we gonna do this? I'm kind of thinking that we could protect the thruster. Let's see. Can I block all of this? Not really. Yeah, unfortunately, things are just going to not be symmetrical, Weem. You're going to have to deal with it. Deal with it. Or at least we'll have this ship that should work quite a bit better from a defense and offensive standpoint. Let's see, am I really out of the blocks? Did I really just burn through those? I guess I did. I definitely need to make more of those. I was thinking I would do an angled block here, but that's just not enough protecting these. I want to kind of fully enclose this and then have one more on the outside. Maybe have the angled pieces out there. So I definitely need to go make some more blocks, but I got plenty of iron for that. So yeah, it's coming along. It's not going to look like it should fly, but it should, hopefully. Well, unfortunately, we have run out of time. I've got an idea, though, for this. I thought I would explain that really quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make wings that come off of this and then angle down. And that will kind of create a cover for these, right? Kind of a wall around, but still allow me to step inside of here and keep things symmetrical. We can do that on this side as well. We'll kind of protect the thruster. I think that will work out pretty well. So it's still going to look a bit wonky, a little bit weird, but we'll try. We're going to try and make it look cool, and then we'll kind of wrap over the top and really protect things. I've got a whole lot of bricks on their way, blocks rather, and yeah, we got a lot of work to do. I do hope you guys come back and check out the progress next time. I promise you next time we're going to get this thing off the ground and we're going to fire those guns, get this thing out, test it out on many things. So please come back next time. I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.